So thank you very much, Professor Kumba, for telling us about the Internationales Wissenschaften Forum. I hope I got that right.
Yeah,
thank you.
You've got it right. I had some problems.
So thank you also, Professor Welker, for all of your work in organizing this conference. And of course, that Professor Welker and his team have been the centerpiece of these organizations, but all of you have played a valuable role, first of all, in saying, yes, I can come, yes, I will present this conversation, and then Welker, as you can see, has integrated it into a whole that makes a logical sequence for all of us. So that's a great help to all of us as well. Also, all of you have come from such far distance. You are such busy people that, again, it's a credit to Dr. Welker and his vision, and in some senses, Dr. Welker shared yesterday the vision that Sir John has had for the foundation. So I would like to perhaps just share a few words on the matter of gratitude. Yesterday, Stephen Post pointed out that when Dad was about 10 years of age, he did have an overwhelming sense of God's love. Also, he didn't feel he merited it, and yet he then quickly moved into what became the most consuming perspective, worldview of his entire life, which is a sense of gratitude. So he would share that gratitude with you if he could be with us today. So perhaps maybe I can just share two very brief reflections on how strongly he felt about gratitude. First, he said, gratitude represents a key to many of the highest, noblest, and most life-enhancing sacred emotions. A grateful heart grows increasingly humble and becomes fearless through its recognition of universal divine presence. Second, he said, however, a deeper and seldom considered interpretation of thanksgiving can focus on what you have to give thanks from. Most particularly, he had in mind from escape the sense of fatalism, which is so common to human nature. And so therefore, he saw a larger dimension to gratitude, that this insight deals with the level of consciousness that enables you to see things from a higher perspective. So in returning then to the larger sense of what we shared all yesterday, we all appreciate the remarks made by Professor Hans Joas, Professor Martin Nowak, Professor John Polkinghorne yesterday. The wisdom contained in them provides a solid foundation for the discussions today and tomorrow, which will reflect on the past and anticipate the future of the science and religion dialogue. And again, as we suggested, a dialogue hopefully will not be seen as just a way of sharing ideas, having a sense of constellation of disparate parts, but to really be a sense of a springboard going forward. As we noted, Stephen Post shared with us some very fundamental core, what Dad calls spiritual realities, not just the gratitude we talked about, but the importance of humility, love, and ultimate reality, as Stephen related some of the ideas that influenced Dad early in his life, but really throughout his life. Michael Murray also gave us a very cogent explanation of how the John Templeton Foundation goes about every day, sometimes it seems like 24/7, to fulfill Sir John's mandate for philanthropic investment. So I'm especially grateful to all of them as well. Throughout these several sessions, we all look forward to learning more about your research and hearing about your reflections on a variety of topics, all of which lie at the heart of the foundation, and those of us who are privileged to serve as stewards every day on behalf of Sir John's vision. So I'm thrilled that these sessions are being live streamed to viewers around the world, and to know that they will have an opportunity also to ask online questions, which Professor Welker helped to innovate as something that is not just a dialogue on one date and one time, but can be, again, that springboard of reaching a much wider audience. So again, perhaps I might just share one other expression of the gratitude that was so central in Sir John's mind. He said, "Thanksgiving is a creative force that, if lived on a continuous basis, can create wondrous good in a person's life. So wouldn't life become more effective and fruitful if we placed our attention on the way that we would like to see ourselves and our lives unfold, most particularly not just for ourselves, but particularly for others?" And so, again, to share another reflection that came from meetings we had last week on a new core theme of Sir John, namely spiritual progress. Lord Jonathan Sacks said at this meeting, and he is recently the author of many books, but the most recent book is A Great Partnership, God, Science, and the Search for Meaning. He said, conversation is a kind of prayer. So let us offer this prayer and let the dialogue begin. Thank you.